The healer whose hand would not stop bleeding. On the wounded healer. A healer was, on the day of his ordination, given a wound in his right hand. He had not asked for it. He had not, as far as he could remember, done anything to deserve it. He had simply woken on the morning of his ordination to find a small red opening in the center of his palm, the size of a coin, and the wound had begun to bleed, and it had not stopped. He had bandaged it. The bandage had soaked through. He had bound it tighter. It had soaked through. He had gone to his teachers, who had looked at it, and looked at one another and said nothing. He had gone to other healers, who had tried their various remedies, pastes of herbs, the cautery, prayers in 3 traditions, and none of them had worked. The wound continued to bleed, not so much as to kill him, just enough that he was always, in some small way, bleeding. He was ordained anyway. He began to practice. He came to the villages where he was needed. He came on foot, often, because he could not afford a horse. He came with his bag and his right hand wrapped. He arrived sick. He arrived exhausted from the journey. He arrived with the wound throbbing under the bandage. He came always to people sicker than himself. He laid his hands on them. They healed. He did not heal. The wound continued. He went home to his small house and slept sometimes for 2 days. Then he was called again. He went again. He did this for 40 years. In his 60th year, in a village far from his home, he was called to the bedside of a young mother whose milk had failed. He laid his hands on her. Her milk returned. The child fed. The mother wept. The healer sat for a long time beside the bed, and the bandage on his right hand was, as it had been every day for 40 years, soaked through. The mother looked at his hand. "Why does it bleed?" she said. "I do not know," he said. "Has it ever stopped?" "No." "Have you tried?" "I have tried everything. Nothing works. I have made my peace with it." The mother looked at him for a long time. "I think," she said, "you have not made your peace with it. I think you have only stopped trying to heal it. That is not the same." He looked at her. "What is the difference?" he said. "Making peace with it," said the mother, "would mean asking it directly why it is there." He had never asked. He went home that night to his small house. He sat at the table. He unwound the bandage. The wound was as it had always been, a small red opening in the center of his palm, neither healing nor worsening, neither closing nor widening. He looked at it. "Wound," he said, "why are you here?" The wound was silent. He waited. After a long time, the wound spoke. "Because the only healers who heal are the ones who are still bleeding," said the wound. "If you heal me, you will stop healing them. You will become like the priest who has never doubted his God, or the king who has never been hungry, or the rich man who has never had to choose between bread and shoes. You will be intact. You will be useless. The villages will stop calling you. The mothers will not get their milk back. The children will not feed. I am the price of your usefulness. I am also, in some sense, the means of it. I bleed into the hand that touches them. They are healed by what I lose." The healer wept. He understood then that he had not been given a wound at all. He had been given a mouth. He had been given a way for him to lose what others needed to gain. He had been bleeding for 40 years not because he had done something wrong, but because the world had been thirsty. "Will you ever close?" he asked the wound. "On the day you die," said the wound. "Not before. That is the contract. You can refuse it. You can take the cautery and seal me shut. You will live longer. You will be intact. You will not be a healer." He did not take the cautery. He bled for 15 more years. He healed many. He died at last in his bed, in the company of 3 of the mothers whose children he had once saved, who had come from far villages to sit with him. In the moment of his death, the wound closed. In the moment after his death, the 3 mothers found, each of them, a small red opening in the center of her own right palm. They looked at one another. They understood. They went home to their villages, and they began, that week, to do work they had never done before, and they did not stop. The wound in the healer's hand is not a wound, it is a mouth. The bleeding is the medicine. To heal the wound is to stop healing the world. The work is to ask the wound directly why it is there. The work is also to wait 15 more years.